Is Fanatics our only hope to move the hobby forward? Today, we're going to just kind of talk through some thoughts. Stick around. Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. How are we doing? It is another day. It is another sports card video. Hope everybody is having a great day today. We're getting to the end of the week. I'm ready for the weekend. I don't know about you all.
I feel pretty good too. I think I finally got some sleep. I don't know why, I just feel pretty good.
If you're new here, you're looking for pretty much daily sports card collectibles type content, you have come to the right place, my friends. Please hit the big red button down below the subscribe button, and also help us to spider these videos out by hitting the like button if you do like what you hear. Also connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad, and I'm also on the old Twitter, the SportsCardDad. Special thanks to channel partner ComC.com, your home for buying, selling, and flipping all the hottest trading cards. Over 29 million cards across all sports genres and eras on the consignment marketplace. With a ComC.com account, you can purchase cards from different sellers over time and ship them home together later, or immediately reprice them for sale on the ComC marketplace. Check out ComC.com today. All right, today more deep thoughts as I was just laying in bed, actually last night, just kind of thinking through some things. Had a great talk with Ryan at GemRate, Ryan from GemRate.com. He was on the Off-Centered show on Brad, the Comeback Card Investors channel. Definitely check that out. Talked to Ryan for about an hour, and it was good. It was good to catch up with him. We'd had him on before, but he has a website that just has amazing data, a lot of different data as far as grading, a lot of stuff. So definitely check out GemRate.com, but it was just a good talk, and it got me thinking just about kind of the big picture type stuff. For years and years, we had companies, Topps, Panini, really running the show as far as licensed products go. And for the most part, look, they've created popular products. They've done some really good things. But I think the part that is really exciting about Fanatics, and again, I know there's also downsides to this. You know, there's a lot of monopoly talk, and I don't know if it's great to have one company in control. You hear about this all the time. And look, I'm not disagreeing with that. Fanatics is really going to have to show that they are really a company of the people. Obviously, they're going to want to make profits. That's how companies work. At the same time, though, you know, there's going to be expectations. It's kind of like, you know, you've got the Amazons of the world, you've got the Apples of the world, and large companies like those to where, you know, yes, there are downsides. They also happen to offer, though, great products, great service, and are very popular companies, even though they are really running a big chunk of their space. And I am in the camp of I would like to see the hobby grow, meaning I would like to just see more people involved. Money, yes, of course, more money coming in would be good, but really where I want to see growth is just more people that are involved. It's just more like-minded people. It's more people that think like I do, like we do, like, man, this hobby is awesome. These cards are awesome, etc. You know, and so having more and more people kind of being involved in that, I think is a great thing. Now, there's a lot of people that do not agree with that. There's a lot of people are like, hey, I like my hobby the way that it has been, the way that it was years ago. I don't necessarily need to have more people in because more people means more pricing, higher prices, you know. And so I think that there's a lot of kind of, there's some blowback against investors / flippers for higher prices. And that is true. You will have higher prices when you have people coming in. If it's, you know, short term, they come in and then they get out, you know, it can be frustrating for collectors, but you know, it can also make prices rise are just more collectors, more people that are coming in and just really enjoy the products, enjoy the hobby as it is. So you're going to have, it's kind of like going to watch a blockbuster movie and, you know, saying like, you know what, I like watching this great movie alone in the theater with maybe a couple of other people. And then being upset that, the movie theater's packed and there's people talking in the background here and they ran out of popcorn at the concession stand. It's kind of the same thing. You know, you just have more people that love this, that want to be involved in it. And what does that mean? It means higher prices for tickets at the movie theater, higher prices for popcorn, and it means higher prices for a retail product and higher prices for secondary market sales for sports cards, etc. I think you understand the analogy I'm driving home here. And so for the sake of hobby growth, I'm really excited for Fanatics coming in. You've heard a lot of talk, and I think it's going to be interesting how they deliver. The one thing that Michael Rubin has talked about is, a lot of these companies, Topps, Panini, et cetera, have spent less than 1% of their revenues on marketing. And he thinks that that's bonkers. So to me, that excites me because I would like to see more hobby commercials. I want to see more Flair Ultra commercials like from the 90s.
We're working overtime on the premiere of Flair Ultra NBA basketball cards with tons of white-hot action.
I want to see that sort of stuff. I want to see just more of it. I want to see cards at stadiums. I want to see cards in different places. I want to see some creative marketing too. Some different kind of, contests, different type of giveaways, the golden ticket type stuff where, you're doing a box break at thousands of dollars to find the golden ticket. You could do that also on kind of on a lower level for younger people, to be able to kind of get involved in it that don't have to buy into, $1,000 National Treasure spot or whatever it is. I think it would be cool to see it in the same capacity as it was when I was a kid, going back to the late 80s, 1990, 91, 92. And back then, it was odd if you were, a kid in class, and really it was more boys and girls, I would say back then. But if you were, boys that weren't collecting cards, that was kind of an oddity. I mean, really, it was extremely common. It was very mainstream for kids to have baseball cards back in the 80s. And then it branched out into football, basketball. We talk about, Beckett Magazine came out and really shed light on football and basketball. And then we also happen to just have superstars at the back end of the 80s that really drove that. You had Barry Sanders and Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan, mega stars that were kind of pushing that forward. The whole football card, basketball cards. It's not like they weren't collected back then. They were, but it wasn't on the same level as baseball cards, not even close. And so that's what really excites me is if Fanatics is able to bring this back to the mainstream the way that it was 30 years ago. Because if we look at the last few years, you have the big card boom, right? That everybody talks about. But the big card boom was really driven more by guys like me that are getting back into that nostalgic, stuff that really excited you as a young person. And we were kind of getting back into that, being at home. It was like, oh man, we're getting back into this. And everybody was doing it together. It was not driven by young people getting into it and then sharing that with their parents, etc. So that's the piece that will be interesting. It's going to be, how does that filter down into other demographics, just with younger people? It's like cards are cool again, sort of. I know Josh Luber did the cards are cool again, kind of his manifesto, the 60 pages and all that, which I love it, but they're not cool again to the mainstream. But if I think Josh Luber, Michael Rubin, if they have their way, then I think that's where we're going. And that excites me because it's sharing kind of the stuff that we all care about with the generations coming up. And that's, I think, what's really going to be important. And we'll see what happens. And I think that's what's going to be important, even if it does mean higher prices for the rest of us. It's just a bigger pool. It's just more people that are going to be at the national. It's more people that are going to be at the local shows and the regional shows. But it also just means more like-minded people. And that's awesome. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As we always say, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.